Welcome to April 8th. And what is it? Part 4 of the maintenance series? It's either part 3 or part 4, one of the two. Starting out down here because what we're going to work on is down here. I got to get it out into the shop. My toppers, the top of my pillars. We're going to do some revamping on these. First off, the base is here. It's fairly thin plywood and it's starting to curl, it's starting to fail. So I need to replace the bottoms on these. Also, since I'm going to have to take these apart to redo the bases, we're going to redo the skeletons on them. We're going to put them in different poses. And we're going to rewire the lights and work on the wiring on these too. With sitting out in the weather and stuff, when the haunts open, the wiring's starting to get a little brittle. So we're going to rewire them all together. Now, this one, and this one, I know what I'm going to do with as far as a pose on them. This guy, though, this little one here, that's just about the only pose he can really go in. And I want to change him up. So I might end up replacing this skeleton with a little bit taller skeleton. I don't know. I haven't decided yet. We'll come across. I'll get to that point when we get there. For right now, though, I gotta leave these down here. I can't take them out into the shop because they take up a lot of room sitting around. And since the first piece first thing I need to do is replace the base on this, which means the plywood I've got for it needs to be cut down, and I need my table saw for that. I'm going to go ahead and get the new bases cut out, and then we'll take these out, disassemble them, and start figuring out what we're going to do. So that's going to be our first project for this one. I don't know how many projects we're going to have in this series. I'm thinking just 2. The toppers and one other project. But we'll have to wait and see. How many clips, how much rambling, and how long it takes. Well, we're back at it, and it's not taking too long so far. We got the bases cut, all 4 of them. I've taken them out. They fit the towers, since I've got 4 of them. One thing I do need to do is notch out the back of it, and that one's a little oversized. But to accept the pipe that sticks up here. If you remember right, I've got the entrance and exit arch that attach here, and I have a pipe that they slide down on. So I need to notch out the base on each. And I will get these all taken apart and then go out and mark what's what for which one and go from there. But I do have to get them all disassembled. Now the skeletons are just held on with zip ties. So all I got to do is snip the zip ties, and then I can get the skeleton and the wiring and stuff off. De-wiring and stuff, the lamp and the eyes and the head, that'll take a little bit. And then making up new ones and putting in will take a little bit. But we'll go from there. Well, we didn't do too bad yesterday. We actually made some progress. Got the old stands taken apart. I saved a couple of pieces off of them because I needed measurements. And I need these metal parts. These are the what support the arms that hold the lanterns. So I need to get those off, transferred over to the new stands. But we got all the stands made, and they're a lot steadier. We also got the skeletons cleaned up and got the lamps separated. If you remember right on the old one, you saw it in the first clip. I had a little part skeleton. It looked like he was crawling out of the pillar. We're doing away with that, and we're going to put matching pirate skellies on the exit this year. For this year, or for this round, holding lanterns. So like I said, we've made some progress. Now my next step is I've got to get these metal bracket arms off of these pieces. The wood is garbage. I don't need it, but I do need the metal arms. So I'm going to get those separated. Then I'm going to have to get a skeleton over here, fix it in the position I want it on the stand, and then figure out where I need to put these metal pieces and get them mounted to the frames. Once they're mounted to the frames, I can go through and get them spray painted. They're going to be the frames are going to be sprayed black. And while they're drying, I can switch over and start working on the skeletons and the lantern. Well, it took a little bit. Now I'm going to turn the camera kitty wumpus so we can get a better look at one of them. And that's the pose we're going to have this set of skeletons in. And you'll notice here, the eyelet, this is where the lantern, one of the lanterns will hook on to. Okay, now going back the other way. Going to make you seasick. There we go. But anyway, I got this one stand done. And it took a while figuring out where I wanted the wire supports here for the arms at. But now that I've got this one done, I can replicate it for the second one. There will be an identical match to this skeleton sitting over here, and then the gates will be between them. So I gotta replicate that one. Hopefully it will go a little quicker. Who knows? Still not enough room to really get him into frame, but those are our exit. The ones that go on the exit pillars. And the gate will be right there in the middle. Now I've got to take those skeletons off, set them and their bases off to the side because the bases need to be painted, and I still got work on the Skellys to do. But taking them apart, I'm going to do now. Now I've got those two bases there. Those are for the entrance, and I get those Skellys set up. There you go. Entrance is done. I gotta take these apart now. I gotta take the skeletons off of them, like I did on the exit, so I can paint the stands. I can't paint them black with skeletons on them. Those skeletons are gonna get painted black. I don't want them white. I've also got work on the eyes and stuff to do on them. But to do this rod here, all it is threaded rod that I've bent into shape. And then drilled a hole through the wood, and I put a bolt here and a bolt here, and I just tighten it down, and it pinches it against the wood so they don't want to move. And then if I need to adjust them, I can just loosen a bolt and adjust them and put them back. Now this one I am also having a problem with. You can see how the legs and the feet are sitting on the platform there. This one doesn't want to do it because the pelvis is screwed up. So what I'm going to do is when I go to permanently mounted, I'm going to slide the pelvis over where I want it, which will slide the feet over, and I'll just run a screw through the pelvis into the wood here. That way the legs and the feet will be lined up. But other than that, this stage is done. Now I got to get these painted, and then it's going through working on the skeletons and the lights to get the LEDs and stuff in them. It's the next day. It's the end of the next day. I've been working out here for a while. I got a couple of things done. You notice the stands are black. I sprayed them this morning. And while they were drying, I got into the lanterns, took them apart. Now, each lantern inside the candle has a puck light. The old ones had flickering yellows. We've removed those, and we've put in an orange puck light. So the candles will have an orange light to them. And then I just got done attaching them, and I've got the lead for them hanging back over here. Now the leads will get trimmed down once I get the skeleton in, so I can wire the eyes from the skeleton into this connection, and then we'll just have one wire running out the back instead of two. But This one and then one next to it go to the pirate, the exit for the pirate skeletons, which are the go on the exit pillars. That one there, which has a different style of lantern to it, goes on the entrance. These are wired, these are done. Now, I've got to get the skeletons in here. I got them out in the patio. I put them out there prior to painting because I didn't want to get any black paint on them. I got to get those in here, and we got to start wiring up the eyes on them and then getting them installed on their stands. We will do that hopefully tomorrow if I have the time. Made a little bit of progress today. You notice I've only got 2 stands there and 2 Skellies. That's because the other 2 are out here. I got the exit done. The exit at Skelly's. Now I still have one last thing I need to do with these. I need to plug them into the power box and test their lighting. I have not done that yet. And you're not going to see it, not in this vlog. You'll have to wait till they're set up in the haunt. But they are pretty much, for the most part, good to go. And I did do a screw up. And I'm going to leave it just the way it is. The lanterns. Those lanterns in both of these platforms are for the entrance, not the exit. I put the Skellies on the wrong platforms, but it really doesn't make any difference. But anyway, like I said, I gotta get these moved into the house and get the lights tested. I can get these 2 put away so they're out of the way. That leaves the entrance toppers to do, and you'll get a look at those 2. I'm going to do that tomorrow. It's going on a little after 2. We're going to walk Kaylee. I'm going to take the rest of the day off. Well, they are finally done, and we got someone modeling them. We've got Buddy sitting right next to him modeling them. But there you go, the finished product, the last 2. Now I still need to test the lights and stuff on, and I'll do that later like I did with the other ones. But these are ready to be put away. Now, my next project was supposed to be a real simple, real quick one. It just turned into a bigger, way bigger, multi-day process. And that's these here, the pillars. The toppers I just finished on, set up on top of these. I was just going to pull them out, and after sitting outside in the weather all year long and underneath the lip of the garage, these things get water in them, so I got to drain the water out of them. And then I was going to replace the liners inside because a couple of them were starting to leak. But I come out here to do that, and I'm looking at them and everything, and there's a lot of white showing up and whatever. These things need a total repaint. I'm going to leave the color scheme the same. I'm going to go over and I'm going to repaint them. And I hate to say it, it's all got to be done by brush. So I got to pull them out, drain them, we'll get them repainted, I'll put new liners in them, and then we'll get them put away. I was expecting this to be a semi-quick project, just doing the liners, but with the repaint, it's going to take a couple of days. So I've got some fun ahead. Now, the red might be a little bit different tint, and I don't know if I have any more of this color left or not. I think I do. So I'll have to check. But it's going to be fun. Okay, we're going to do this pillar by pillar, and I've got 4 of them to do. To start off with, I've got the access door open. This rod here sticking up is what the arch is attached to. And that's the liner. And it's just basically a garbage bag that I stapled in there so it wouldn't fall in and let all the water out. And just a matter of pulling the old one out. Hopefully. Here we go. And there's one old bag. It goes in there. Now I gotta get a new bag out, put it in the hole. And I think I'm going to be overcautious, and I'm going to double bag. In other words, I'm going to put 2 trash bags in there and staple it. And that can shut up the side. We can get it painted and go from there. Well, we got the first one done, and it's taken a couple of days. And there we go. We changed coloring on it a little bit. The gold and the medallion are the same. I didn't touch those. What I did do is I changed the coloring of the grout. I used a darker red on the brick and more of an orangish color on the brick to get my effect. And it's not too bad. Fun part is I paint one side and I have to rotate the tower. Paint another side, rotate the tower. And I also have to get these up on a table in order to paint them. And these things weigh a ton as it is, but they're top heavy. Like I said, it took a couple of days. This is my first one that I've gotten done. I'm just getting ready to start the second one. And we're gonna go through and do the same procedures on all the towers. I've got this one painted. I replaced the bag liner. I showed you that. I also fixed the pipe up here. They were starting to settle down, and so I loosened them up and put them back up to height. That's real quick to do. But work progresses. It's probably going to take about a week just to get this done. Well, we're done. At least with this maintenance project. Ended up being bigger and longer than I thought. But there's all 4 pillars. This end one down here with the wolf emblem on it was the one I just got done doing. It's taking about 6 days to do the pillars, 5 to 6 days. And it's added to my work. I've got something else I've got to do because I re-changed the paint on these. Originally, I was just going to get in and fix the nipples up here sticking up these pipes. That's what our exit and entrance arches attach to. I need to fix those, and I needed to put new liners on the inside. And both projects I've done, so those are done. I went ahead and added repainting these, forgetting when I made my Q-line pillars, I repainted them to match these pillars. And now these are different. I'm going to have to repaint the Q-line pillars. And to be honest, the Q-line pillars do need to be repainted. They're getting pretty marred up and what have you. Problem is, they're buried in the back of our storage shed on the bottom, which means to get them out, I've got to take everything out of the storage shed. I do have 3 other projects in that storage shed I need to pull out anyway, so when we get to it, we'll get to it. For right now, though, I need to get cleaned up in here. I got to get all my painting supplies and stuff I had drug out from painting the pillars, put away, get straightened up, and then we're going to start on the next and probably last project for this vlog. Okay, our next and last project for this vlog, I swear, is the leering skeleton. It's one of my fountains. That guy attaches up here, hangs over, he spits water out, and he's supposed to rotate back and forth. Now, a year before last, we had a problem with the fountain portion of it, and it actually filled up the barrel that this set in. So last year we rehabbed it, fixed it. But part of the problem we had was the motor burned out in it. It was supposed, or originally it had ran off of one of these. It's a reindeer motor. I didn't have any more last year, and I didn't get around to ordering any new ones. So I went and put in a different type of motor in it. It worked in this mode just fine. I mean, out of the barrel, without that guy on it, it did fine. As soon as I put that guy on it, and we added the weight of the water to it, it stopped working. This motor just was not powerful enough to cause it to swivel back and forth. Basically, as the crank on the motor runs, it pivots this in a circle, which drove this back and forth, which caused this to turn back and forth. So what I need to do is I need to replace that motor. When it stopped working in the haunt during setup last year, I made a comment in the setup vlog. And one of our local haunters here, who is a follower, I can't remember your name for the life of me, I'm terrible with names, brought me over to reindeer motors. So I am going to take these apart and, get the old linkage off of it and convert it over to run off of that linkage and see if I can get these to work. Now, I do have, and I was looking at this, I do have another part of the problem diagnosed. The mast, in other words, this long pipe that runs all the way up. On the original version, I had the straps looser. In this one, I tighten the straps down. And when you get the weight of the skeleton on there and with the water, the pipe wants to bend forward a little bit. And it was causing it to bind up on the straps. So I need to loosen the straps up a little bit on here. And I'm going to monkey around with it, I think with some wood doweling. Now I'm going to shove some wood doweling down the pipe to stiffen the pipe up so when it has a weight on it, it doesn't want to flex and move. But if you watch the band there, you can see it wanting to flex and move there. I'm thinking if I add some wood dowel to the center of the pipe, it might help prevent that a little bit. So I'm going to monkey around with it a little bit, get the motor replaced, loosen the straps, and try to stiffen up that pipe a little bit. It's not a very long project. I should have it done by tomorrow. If not tonight, I don't know. But we will see. And just like that, she's done. Almost. She's working. I do need to adjust the skeleton. It needs to be able to go over this way a little bit further, but that's just twisting the skeleton on the pole. For storage, I don't leave the skeleton on. And I always have to adjust it once I get out in the haunt anyway, so it's nothing crucial. But it does show that it is working. Now I went through on the main pipe here, and I loosened up the brackets a bit. And to keep it from wanting to bow out, I went and got 3 of these wooden dowels, or a 1/4-inch wooden dowel. And I put 3 of them down the center of it. That's keeping it from flexing as much. And it's not adding a whole hell of a lot of weight to it, so it's not stressing the motor out. Then for the motor, I ended up having to do some jury rigging down on the nipple for the motor to get the linkage on there. But it is working, and it's working a lot better than the old motor was. Now I have one other thing I need to do. One, I need to fasten that wire, get my hand out away from the linkage, over like that with a zip tie, so it's not flopping around. And second, the cord that powers it is way too short for the haunt. Now, I've got this cord here. I've used this cord on my original luring skeleton and on the one that failed last year. And what it is a vacuum cleaner hose, 25 foot long. What I'm going to end up doing is I'm going to unplug this, and snip the cord there, and I'm going to solder this onto it. And that'll give me a 25 foot reach for plugging this sucker in. I'm going to do that, and I just got to fasten it to the carcass, and it'll be ready to go. And this prop will be done. So with that, I ain't going to show you the wiring. Actually, technically, I should have waited to shoot this clip until after I'd had that done. But it's only going to take a couple of seconds. The whole project went quick, not more than about a half hour. 45 minutes at the most. Sorry, putting that wooden barrel away. Yeah. But I'm going to bring this vlog to a close so it doesn't get too long. And it's probably already long. I shot a lot of clips with this one. Stay tuned for the next rate maintenance vlog. We'll have 3 or 4 more projects we'll be working on. It'll be out when it's out. Stay spooky. Stay toxic.